Hello guys, it's Revolution. On this video we are going to discuss one of the only official sources that has legitimately given power levels to the characters of the Dragon Ball Super anime, and they are the Dragon Ball Super Warrior Sticker Wafers Z. That's a mouthful. Many debates have spawned since the end of the Dragon Ball Super initial run on which characters are stronger than whom. We have received no guidebooks, no interviews from Toriyama, Toyotaro or the staff of the Toei anime on where exactly all the characters from Dragon Ball Super lie in relevance to each other in terms of power. But these stickers do exactly that. Not only do they have all the characters from Dragon Ball Super, but they've also covered Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT and even the Dragon Ball Z movies. They are officially licensed by all the relevant companies that are involved in the process of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. So in this video we're going to take a look at some of these stickers and look at the powers and see whether they really hold weight and how much weight they hold. Of course that's ultimately up to you, but we are going to look at whether they fit in line with what we saw in the narrative of Dragon Ball Super and the feats in Dragon Ball Super. Ultimately what I want to do in this video is give these stickers a bit more exposure because not a lot of people actually know about them. So we're going to talk about them in depth in this video, but before we do so, big question. Who would win in a 2-on-2 battle between Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta and Super Saiyan Full Power Broly versus Ultra Instinct Goku and Awakened Jiren? Drop your thoughts down in the comment section and all your reasons. I do look forward to reading them. And if you're not subscribed to Revolution and you love Dragon Ball, this is the channel for you. Hit that subscribe button and the bell button next to it. And if you're on either Instagram, Facebook or Twitter, the links for those are on the pinned comment of this video for all your trolling needs. And please do continue to lend the Daishinken your energy. Keep smashing that like button. So firstly, I just want to say a massive thank you to Maria at Miss DBZ Babe. Do go check out her channel. She's provided me with many images of these stickers, some that I really couldn't find on the internet. So please do hop over to her channel and subscribe. She does a lot of merchandise show and tell videos. It really is a paradise for Dragon Ball merchandise. Wow, that rhymes. There's a link in my information section. You know what to do. So are these stickers legitimate? Are they from the relevant big companies that produce Dragon Ball? Well, firstly, they are made in Japan by Bandai, a third-party company known for making the Dragon Ball games, as well as many other various different mediums. They are also responsible for producing Super Dragon Ball Heroes, the arcade games, the manga, and even the new promotional anime. They are also licensed by Bird Studio, Akira Toriyama's own personal studio, Shueisha Studios, who work alongside Bird Studio and also co-own Dragon Ball alongside Akira Toriyama and Bird Studios, and it even labels Toei Animation, who obviously produced the anime for Dragon Ball Super itself. Now I was fortunate enough to go to KamehamehaCon 2 in Dallas, Texas in April, and I managed to pick up a bunch of these stickers, and they are being brought over to American shores at least, where their license is also coordinated by Funimation. So all the big boys are licensing these stickers. Now of course most things that Bandai produce are also licensed by the rest of the studios that I've just mentioned, but interestingly on the box Toei have plastered their seal on the box itself, as you can see on your screen right now. It appears that Toei fully endorsed these stickers, but on each individual sticker all of these licensees are listed on the back of each separate sticker, and more interestingly Dragon Ball Super's logo is also on each of the packs itself. These stickers are specifically targeted towards Dragon Ball Super, providing the pack you brought is specifically for Dragon Ball Super. Like I mentioned, there are also Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Z stickers, but the ones that I brought were specifically for Dragon Ball Super. Interestingly, if you do buy any of these in America, they don't actually have wafers in the packs. You actually get gummies, and I'm not going to lie, they're not that great. I gave most of mine to MS's Live at KamehamehaCon. However, the stickers themselves are pretty damn cool. Now, the purpose of the power number on these stickers is so that you can set these character stickers up against each other and one will essentially beat the other. It's not a complex battling system like the Dragon Ball Super card game, for example. Not that that's majorly complex, but obviously it's more complex than these stickers. They just have a power number. Now, like I said, these are the only things that legitimately give a power level or number to each of the characters in Dragon Ball Super. Nothing else has done that, nothing from official sources anyway. Of course, we all have our own methods of power scaling and we've all come to our own conclusions, but this is from the relevant organisations themselves, and this could give you an indication of what they think, especially what Bandai would think, and quite likely what Toei Animation think. It should at least give you more of an indication of how the franchise sees these characters, or at least how a fraction of the franchise sees these characters and how they rank amongst each other. Now, of course, if you look at the power levels, nobody specifically goes above 10,000. And of course, we know, for example, that Super Saiyan God Goku from the Broly movie doesn't have a power level of 7,700. They surpassed those kind of power levels in the Saiyan Saga. That's not what these power numbers are trying to represent. They're not a direct power level, if you get me. How the system seems to work with these stickers is that each 1,000 seems to represent a new plane of power, and each new plane of power seems to have an inverted scale on reaching the next plane of power, but essentially in terms of numbers, they are just 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, you get the picture. Each 1,000 basically represents a new level. Now, over the next few minutes, as we go through some of these stickers and their powers, I'm mainly going to be playing devil's advocate. I will give my opinion on this sticker set at the end and how much weight I think they hold personally. But before I start, I do want to say I believe the Dragon Ball Z stickers are based on the Dragon Ball anime, either Z or Kai. Obviously, with the Dragon Ball Z movies and Dragon Ball GT, they are the only version of their specific verse, whereas with Dragon Ball Super, obviously there is a manga and there is the anime, but they represent the anime because the stickers and some of the character transformations we see are only representable in the anime. So let's start off with some of the more powerful characters. I'm not going to do this in sequential order because I think that would be boring. How strong is Ultra Instinct Goku according to these stickers? What power ranking does he have? Ultra Instinct Goku has a power of both 9,400 and 9,600. So what do these two power levels represent? Well, my best guess would be that the 9,400 represents the first phase of complete Ultra Instinct, and the second one, 9,600, represents Goku after his friendship boost, rage boost, whatever it was. Guess where Awakened Jiren lies in terms of power? 9,500. It makes sense, right, doesn't it? Considering he beat the initial phase of complete Ultra Instinct in his awakened state, but eventually lost to the powered up state. That would have been 9,600. Where does the previous arc's strongest characters lie? Well, Vegeta Blue from the Future Trunks saga has a power of 9,300. So Jiren and complete Ultra Instinct Goku did indeed surpass Vegeta Blue according to these cards. Okay, what about some other characters from the Tournament of Power? Well, the legendary assassin Hit has a power of 8,200. Like I said, each 1,000 tends to represent a different plane of power. The likes of Jiren, Ultra Instinct Goku, Vegeta Blue from the Future Trunks saga are in the 9,000 range, that plane of power. But the likes of Hit, Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, Golden Frieza, Dispo, Topo, Kefla, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, likely being to a degree of Kaioken times 20, are all in the 8,000 range. Incidentally, Vegeta Blue's nemesis in the Future Trunks saga, merged Zamasu, has a power of 9,000. Does this mean, in the eyes of the franchise, that none of these characters actually surpassed the power of the two powerful fusions from the Future Trunks saga, merged Zamasu and Vegeta Blue, until Jiren at full power and Ultra Instinct Goku came along? However, incidentally, Ultra Instinct Omen Goku has a power of 9,000. It doesn't state which phase of Ultra Instinct, but given that Kefla as a Super Saiyan has a power of 8,700, and she supposedly has a power of 8,900 as a Super Saiyan 2. I've heard this, I've not actually found the image of that particular sticker myself, but I've heard Super Saiyan 2 Kefla has a power of 8,900. Incidentally, the same amount of power as God of Destruction Topo. Given this information, it does lead me to believe that this Ultra Instinct Omen sticker probably is referring to Ultra Instinct Omen Trigger 3 against Jiren. There's even a sticker aligning Ultra Instinct Omen Goku with Jiren. So these stickers have Ultra Instinct Goku and Merge Zamasu at the same power. Now don't forget, both of those characters had something that served as equalizers. In Goku's case, he had Mastery of Self-Movement, and in Zamasu's case, he had Immortality. Like I said, God of Destruction Toppo had a power of 8,900, but Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta had a power of 9,000. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta also made it to that next plane of power, the 9,000 tier plane of power. Of course, with God of Destruction Toppo being the Hakaishin in training and not quite being at the level of a proper God of Destruction, it leads me to believe that the 9,000 tier plane of power in this sticker set is the God of Destruction tier. Now, do they do stickers for the Gods of Destructions? Yes. However, the Gods of Destructions all have question marks over their power. We've talked on Revolution before about why Beerus could be a moving goalpost in terms of what his ultimate power will eventually be. But given that Jiren and Vegeta Blue, characters that in the franchise have been compared to Beerus's full power, are in the 9,000 range, as well as a certain somebody else who's in the 9,000 range, Broly, it leads me to believe that this 9,000 tier is where the Gods of Destructions lie in terms of power. So of course, let's address the elephant in the room. Where does Broly lie in terms of power according to these stickers? 9,600 with his Super Saiyan full power state. That is equal to Ultra Instinct Goku, and Gogeta Blue has two different powers, one being 9,600, but he also has a sticker where he has a power of 9,700. So not that it needed confirming, but it confirmed that Gogeta Blue is stronger than Vegeta Blue from the Future Trunks saga. He should be considering that Goku and Vegeta should be much stronger at this point than they were back in the Future Trunks saga, but he is also stronger than Jiren and complete Ultra Instinct Goku according to these stickers. And of course, according to these stickers, produced by Bandai, the same people who produce Dragon Ball Heroes, and are endorsed by Toei and licensed by all the necessary companies involved with the franchise of Dragon Ball, Broly is stronger than Jiren. Now of course that's Broly at his absolute strongest, but there are stickers for other versions of Broly. There's a sticker for base Broly, he has a power of 5,000. Base Vegeta at this point in the Broly movie has a power of 5,100. This pits base Vegeta at Super Saiyan levels of power from Dragon Ball Z. Is this indicating that Saiyan Beyond God was either retconned or completely nerfed? There are still many people who believe that Saiyan Beyond God was actually Goku absorbing Super Saiyan God into Super Saiyan. While there are a lot of supporting moments in Dragon Ball Super for Saiyan Beyond God, there are also a lot of questionable moments concerning Saiyan Beyond God. Broly's Ikari form has a power of 7,000. This 7,000 plane of power tends to be where the Super Saiyan God levels of power characters reside, such as Super Saiyan God Goku, Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and even Ultimate Gohan is in this plane of power. Ultimate Gohan has a power ranging from 7,200 to 7,400, while Super Saiyan God Goku has a power ranging from 7,600 to 7,800. Because there's been so many different packs of these, it's hard to situate where exactly or what arc they are from, but these are the generalizations of their power. What about some other characters' powers? Well, Super Saiyan Rage Trunks from the Future Trunks arc has a power of 8,000. So he's in that Super Saiyan Blue plane of power, right at the basement of it, of course. There's a sticker that has Super Saiyan Broly versus Golden Frieza, and they are fighting with a power of 8,800. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku from the Tournament of Power has a power of 8,800. Anyway, I'll just go over a few more of these stickers before we wrap this up. Analarza has a power of 7,500. This was the version that was fighting against all 5 warriors before they went full power against Winged Analarza. There isn't a sticker for Winged Analarza, as far as I'm aware, but that version of Analarza was much more powerful than the one that overpowered Android 17. Kale has a power of 7,000 in her Super Saiyan Berserk state. Super Saiyan 2 Caligula has a power of 6,500. Now this one's definitely a controversial one because Android 17 from the Tournament of Power has a power ranging from 6,200 to 6,500. Definitely controversial, for me at least. But if we are going to remain objective, it was suggested that he was around the Super Saiyan 3 range of power in the manga of Dragon Ball Super, but the anime may have overhyped him. Could that have been the case? Let me know down in the comment section. I think you all know where I've placed Android 17 in videos before, but if we're going to be objective and look at every argument, we really have to take everything into account. Just like the Gods of Destructions, the Grand Priest has a power level of question marks. Once again, his power isn't being revealed. I imagine the Angel tier of power will be the 10,000 tier of power and upwards, and the Omni Kings have a symbol that represents infinity. Interestingly, they also do the Dragon Ball GT characters. I'm not quite sure they align with the Dragon Ball Super powers, but they all still have their own planes of power, and maybe they do align. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta have powers in the 8000 range, pitting them alongside Super Saiyan Blue tier characters from Dragon Ball Super, and Omega Shenron has a power of 8700. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from Dragon Ball GT has a power of 9200, so weaker than his Dragon Ball Super Fusion counterparts Vegeta Blue and Gogeta Blue. And there's even one for Changed Goku that threw the Spirit Bomb at Omega Shenron, and he has a power of 8900. Janemba from Movie 12 has a power of 7200. I can't find one for Super Gogeta, but of course it's going to be higher than Janemba's. So according to these stickers, Janemba is stronger than Broly. So that's all I'm going to do today. I have got more stickers, but I don't want to go for all the powers. If you look at the Z powers, they are a bit weird. I think they follow Kai more than they do the manga, as they tend to contradict the manga quite a bit, but then so does Dragon Ball Kai the anime. I do know that these cards were in production and released during Dragon Ball Super's run. Obviously Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT and the movies happened quite a long time ago. I can talk about those verses in a separate video if you would like me to, but this video is mainly concerning Dragon Ball Super. What is my verdict on these particular stickers? Well, in terms of how much weight I think these hold, well, they are legitimate products from the franchise itself, so it does give you an idea of what the franchise thinks concerning these characters. Are they unquestionable? Absolutely not. While these stickers are from legitimate companies within the franchise itself, there is no evidence to suggest that Akira Toriyama has had any input on these powers. Maybe he has, but there's simply no way to prove it. The stickers also represent each character at one moment in their time, rather than how much they may have grown throughout a particular battle. They're either the powers of the characters at the start of that battle or at the end of that battle at full power. Take Jiren for example, there's one sticker of Suppressed Jiren with a power of 8300, but we also know there's a full power sticker with Jiren at 9500. We know that he competes with Blue Kaioken Goku, Blue Evolution Vegeta, and even both of them together at one point, and there is a sticker for both of them together and they have a power of 9100. Then of course there's Wrathful Broly, who has a power of 7000, but we know that eventually he becomes that powerful, he even surpasses the Super Saiyan God's level of power, and arguably comes close to Super Saiyan Blue levels of power, but that's not advocated in these stickers, so it's likely referring to the beginning of Wrathful Broly. However, whilst I have big problems with their Buu Saga tier from the Z stickers, the Super stickers I don't have that much of a problem with. I can see where they're coming from with each of the characters. I do have a big problem with Android 17's placement, but I'm not going to pretend like there hasn't been information pertaining to Android 17 being at that level before, even though I personally place them far closer to those Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue levels of power. So personally, in terms of my power scaling, how I would apply these stickers, I wouldn't take the figures hyper literally. I don't believe the figures themselves hold much weight because obviously they're not an exact representation of their power levels. But what I would take into consideration is where this franchise, or a branch of this franchise, ranks these characters amongst each other. In terms of weight, of course, it's by no means the main source material itself. It's not the word of Toriyama or Toyo Toro, and possibly Toei, but we don't truly know. It's not a guidebook from Shueisha, so I wouldn't say it holds as much weight as those kind of entities. But there is one thing I would consider them to hold more weight than, and that is Dragon Ball Heroes. Dragon Ball Heroes is owned by a third party, that of course being Bandai, who do work closely with Toei and Shueisha, but ultimately Dragon Ball Heroes is purely a Bandai thing. These stickers are produced by Bandai, but they are specifically made for the Dragon Ball Super franchise. Super Dragon Ball Heroes is its own verse, its own story. It does use characters from the Dragon Ball Super verse, but they make them their own. These stickers are representative of the characters in Dragon Ball Super alone. So in terms of power scaling, I'd never use these as a sole source to say this character beats this character, but they certainly could serve as a supporting piece of evidence to back up your claim. Just remember guys, going from 8100 to 8200 is a bigger gap than going from 7,100 to 7,200. It seems to be working more on an inverted scale. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section. How much weight do they hold for your method of power scaling? Each and every one of us has our own method of power scaling. There is no governing body for power scaling, so you've got to decide how to apply this kind of information yourself. They are legitimate from legitimate sources within the franchise, so it should at least give you an idea of what a fraction of the franchise itself thinks, especially those at Bandai and quite possibly those at Toei. Drop your thoughts down in the comment section. If you want me to cover the Dragon Ball GT sticker set, let me know and I will do it. Smash that like button, lend the Daishinken your energy, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, Ad Astra.